Blue Lock chapter 320 is finally here, picking back up with Rin and Isagi's attack, as we get to see their first U20 chemical reaction. We get some important development for Itoshi Rin, and everyone on a Blue Lock side going for the goal. If Nigeria wasn't cooked before, it's actually over for them now. We're finally back after a week. The break was completely worth it. There's a lot to talk about, so let's jump into it quick. The chapter picks up with a little flashback of Isagi's game plan during the halftime. If you guys remember, they wanted to change their strategy and test out new patterns, pretty much using Nigeria as a guinea pig. Isagi says what we're going to do is not have everyone build up when we counter like before. With him and Rin exchanging passes as the focus, they'll break through the center so that the other Blue Lock members can score for their own goal. And we immediately see a beautiful double spread of a Metavision field with Isagi and Rin moving up and all the other Blue Lockers looking and getting ready to attack too. Yo, it's been so long since we've seen an Isagi and Rin chemical reaction, literally back in the U20 days, so this is just nostalgic to see. They on that Yuji and Toto timing. The Nigeria members start panicking at Blue Lock's newest play, saying that they haven't seen it before, as Rin blocks Kuso and gets a quick pass to Isagi, who 1-2s it back to him. Nigeria is surprised that the two aces are countering together, and yeah, it's time to wrap it up, folks. We couldn't even handle Blue Lock when they weren't working together. How we gonna handle them with the two best players wombo comboing? To make matters worse, we see Rin about to receive the ball with a 30-day-ago flashback. So on top of this play, Rin is getting a power-up flashback. I would just resign the game if I was Nigeria, call it quits. We pick up with Rin's monk training from 30 days ago, where the monk tells Rin to empty his mind and draw up an image of a nothingness in his heart. As Rin repeats after him, trying to clear his mind, a hand reaches out of the cup and Isagi and Sai pop up. So yeah, bro couldn't clear his mind. This might just be the hardest training in Blue Lock, because this is coming from the same guy who was crashing out going after only Isagi in the PXG game. I know we had Sendo in the battlegrounds for his training, but for Rin specifically, this is the hardest task known for him. Isagi in Rin's mind says, "I'm number one," and Sai in Rin's mind just says lukewarm or tepid. And this obviously agitates Rin, and then he gets whacked by the monk again. This was funny the first time it happened, and is just as funny now. The monk keeps telling him, "No earthly attachments allowed, calmness, truth, and discipline." Let go of his obsession and focus on the true him within. Usually, this is some really good advice, but like I said, for Rin, this is the hardest task ever. And even he knows that, because with veins popping out of his head, he thinks letting go of that desire of crushing Sai and Isagi is impossible. As he continues to meditate, he reflects that without Sai and Isagi, he wouldn't be who he is today. And why this guy Isagi always pulling up as a phantom? He really living rent-free in Rin's, Barou's, and Nagi's mind? We get flashbacks from Rin's career throughout Blue Lock, saying that if his true self is within him, the raw urge to destroy Isagi inside that he's found within himself is, "I want to score a goal as I destroy myself." As the flashback ends and Rin says everything that gets in the way of that instinct is an attachment. I know that was a little all over the place, but in a nutshell, Rin's evolution is all about focusing on not just Isagi and Sai, but being able to activate destroyer mode without them. And oh my god, a permanent destroyer mode Rin who doesn't need Isagi or Sai to activate it sounds like Thanos. It's literally the final boss. This is honestly the best development he could possibly have. Ego really cooked on his assignment, because if you recall, Sai's biggest complaint with Rin was that he was using him as an excuse to play. Now that he's found his true ego, he's 1, able to activate destroyer mode at any time, and 2, Sai will most likely acknowledge him. Finally, because he's no longer using him as an excuse to play. Anyways, we return to the present, where Rin hits a pass before Mr. Clean can get to him, and Bachara gets the ball saying, "Let's go for one more goal." Now, Ego starts getting some dialogue saying, "That's right, you lumps of talent. Football is a human's instinct to hunt, and strikers are the heroes that deliver the last blow to their praise." So this chapter basically connects back with what Ego said in the last chapter about hunting, and seeing that damn panel of a hunter versus a woolly mammoth. I don't know how he always does it, but Ego is a genius. With Bachara having the ball, he actually goes for the goal himself as a Boa Bona gets a brain damage blocking the shot, which ticks off Bachara. The loose ball keeps bouncing, and Hiyori, of all people, appears out of nowhere, and boom, another shot coming at you faster than you can say onomatopoeia. Last second, it gets blocked by the goalkeeper, and yeah, this is one of the first times a non-Gagamaru goalkeeper has blocked a shot. Hiyori fans, I don't think we will ever see a goal come out of this guy. He's just stuck as a pass bot like the rest of the cast. Call it Super Smash Bros though, because everyone is here as Chigiri runs for the ball, and you can just tell this new formation is working wonders for BLUELOCK. Everyone getting a shot attempt. Chigiri now goes for the shot, but Onazi uses instant transmission yet again to face block it in time. I'm not gonna lie, Nigeria actually putting up a good defense here with how many shots are going off. Bello shouts out, "Nice Onazi," as other Nigeria players are saying they're not done yet. If they don't get the ball, they can't stop them as the ball is flying in the air. Rin sees this as he starts mentioning his titles like Brother, Rival, and World's #1. The people that decided those rules are the attachments. Two Nigeria defenders try and block Rin, but he weaves them with a quick pass to Isagi on his side, as Rin dialogues that he'll redefine his desires. Don't put a stopper on his desire to destroy. This instinct isn't an irregular impact. This is gonna be the default. So yet again, Destroyer Mode Rin is the new normal Rin. Are y'all hearing this? Is anyone comprehending what we are hearing right now? Bachara says, "Gonna make a move now, you rampaging beast," to Rin. As the next panel reveals, Rin has activated Destroyer Mode against Nigeria. Not even sticking out his tongue too. Oh nah, Nigeria versus Destroyer Mode Rin. This is the equivalent of a hydrogen bomb versus a coughing baby. I may be glazing, but this is gonna be overkill. Guys, you gotta remember, this version of Rin got no regard for human life, and the look on Onazi's face just says it all. He ain't ever seen anything like this before. He calls out that Rin and Isagi are now changing courses, and we see every single BLUELOCKer start running towards the goal, trying to score themselves. Oh my god. I feel like a little kid on Christmas seeing this panel. This panel is up there with the day I was born. Every one of the BLUELOCKers trying to be an egoist. There is too much going on that Onazi is confused on where to stop them, and Bachara says he can see it as he goes for a pass with Bello on him. Rin is gunning for it with a Boa Bona trying to block him, and Isagi is running for it with Onazi on him. While the goalkeeper is commenting that the two twin aces are out, and peep the look on the goalkeeper's face, you can tell he doesn't ask for much in life and still gets disappointed. This is the 5th time the goalkeeper has had to do his job, compared to the one time Gagamaru has had to block. Big brain Isagi, though, points out that Rin is coming over, but the ball course is coming over here, so he's gonna reach it first, just as planned. So now we got Metavision Isagi versus Destroyer Mode Rin for the goal, and you can't even make this up. Isagi and Rin are fighting each other instead of Nigeria. That's just mad disrespectful. Like, Nigeria isn't even a threat, so now they're competing for the goal against each other. It's just BLUELOCK versus BLUELOCK at this point. As Metavision Isagi runs in, Rin uses Predator's Eye and says no. Isagi controls himself with logic. If he controls himself with logic, using himself as a tool to win, then he will put his all into pleasure and sell his soul for adrenaline, as Rin jumps off of Isagi's back to reach the ball first. What exactly am I looking at, folks? To be honest, I'm not even that surprised, because we've seen Rin clear a car before, but on the main stage is crazy. Isagi is just flabbergasted, and Ego says Itoshi Rin reached it, as Rin shoots and scores the 3rd goal against Nigeria, proclaiming himself as a hero fearless of death. Onazi's seen this with front row seats, by the way. A backstory couldn't help them. They're now down to 3-0. Yeah, it's officially over. Time to wrap it up. Another thing I need to point out, where is Kuso? We saw a Boa Bona get a block, Onazi get a block, and Bello at least tried to block Bachara, but we saw Kuso once at the start of the chapter, and then he decided to stop playing. Sadiq got more screen time. I cannot wait for the day I get to make a brutally ranking every player for this Nigeria game, because I'm about to have a field day with Kuso specifically. But anyways, this double spread is absolutely insane. We see the Destroyer Mode shot. My favorite character scored on the big stage, y'all, and dare I say this is his best goal in the series. Big ups to Bachara as well, because with this pass, he now has 2 assists on top of a goal. Being a part of every single play so far, by far the MVP of this match, and we gotta give props when props are due. Isagi calls Rin a pervert for whatever reason, and then asks hero or die as both of them start aura farming with this Spider-Man landing looking at each other. Rin says throw away his attachments and awaken his instincts as he sticks out his tongue, and BLUELOCK now leads 3-0 against Nigeria. Y'all, 3-0 is the worst possible look. Like, I'm happy for my boy Rin scoring, but Nigeria is putting up some of the worst numbers I've seen. This chapter was insane, but I gotta ask a question, y'all. Did anyone expect the Nigeria game to go this way, them getting completely shut out? Like, I knew going into this match, Nigeria was bound to lose, at most a draw, but this is arguably one of the most embarrassing performances we've seen in the series. Obviously, BLUELOCK is at their peaks, and it shows how strong they are. I get that, but they're barely even putting up a fight, besides maybe Onazi and a Boabona. I think that's why a lot of people are saying this match isn't interesting or that it's boring, because they haven't really done one single scratch to BLUELOCK. It's kind of a combination of them being bad players, like they keep losing the ball somehow, and relying on only Onazi, but also BLUELOCK is just super good, because Nigeria is getting some strong shots and blocks in here. It's just not enough for the new BLUELOCK, and that's what Kaneshiro is telling us. Me, personally, I still enjoy these chapters week to week because we get to see how good BLUELOCK is. Some of my favorite characters are scoring. Everyone is having their moments as well as the hype panels. But I do agree that it can be hard to engage with this game simply because of how hard they are getting beat. They're being used as an example. It doesn't get any lower than that. I've seen a lot of people comment or tell me specifically that they haven't been reading BLUELOCK or keeping up with the Nigeria game. Even some people saying the first selection games were more interesting because they had more stakes. Honestly, I don't necessarily agree. Like, these are some of the best panels we've seen, some of the best art in BLUELOCK, super hype goals and moments, but I do think all of this will be fixed right after the game. So if you're bored of the match right now, don't break a sweat because the amount of content we're about to get is absolutely crazy. The France match, maybe flashback to Kaiser's and Germany's game, seeing a bunny and how Spain plays. I'm super excited to see the other teams. And of course, Nagi, Seishiro, Red Key, and maybe even Akira Ryusuke's return. All of those random interesting things that aren't part of the U20 World Cup right now. We'll get to see this, and I think this will be super hype for BLUELOCK in general. I can't wait. I think the hype train is still going, but it will pop off once we get to this part. Anyways, chapter 321 is titled Relentless, and the word relentless makes it seem like BLUELOCK is gonna score even more goals. Or maybe it's just Nigeria realizing that BLUELOCK is relentless. I don't really know. Now, this is important. If y'all didn't see, we actually got an Onazi volume cover, and it said that this volume ends on chapter 321 or 322. One of those. So the next 2 chapters, probably. And if that's the case, then this game could very well end right here, right now, with Nigeria not even given a single point even after all their backstory and development. Now, nothing is confirmed. It could also continue on to the next volume. Now, to be honest, I can kind of see both sides. Like, I don't mind ending it right here because we know BLUELOCK isn't gonna lose this game, so there isn't really any point to continue it. If they did continue it, it's more just to show that Nigeria isn't complete frauds. Like, if they showed Onazi scoring a goal, maybe giving Kuso development, all these other characters, it's all just to save face for Nigeria, but we all know they're gonna lose to BLUELOCK, so the result at the end of the day is that they're going to lose. I think a lot of people would rather see past this game, like all the things I mentioned earlier, the France match, Nagi, all that stuff. And like the Neo Egoist League and its first game, FC Barca, that game was only 10 chapters, and this game is only 10 chapters so far. The timing for this match has been all over the place, so they could very easily say this was the end of 90 minutes. However, it does make sense if they give Onazi a little bit more development, and if the U20 World Cup is the last final arc of BLUELOCK, I assume Kaneshiro would want to pace it and not rush the development. Whatever it is though, whether we continue this game or just immediately end it right here, if they keep giving us chapters like this, I will be so happy. I don't care. I just like BLUELOCK. In my opinion, this is one of the best Nigeria chapters. BLUELOCK truly being a BLUELOCK by all going for the goal. But anyways, that about wraps it up for this video. If you made it to the end, make sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with everything Blue Lock. YouTube really thinks you'd like this video right here, so be sure to check that one out too. Make sure to leave any thoughts you have on this chapter in the comment section down below. I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all in the next one.